Okay, we're going to go over chapter 9, Digestive System. We'll do a basic overview and just underline and star. Don't forget to just press play over and over and over. If you don't get it first time, you got to get it at least second, third, fourth time. It'll come to you if you just keep on listening. All right. Organs of the digestive system, page 86. Y'all know what y'all abdomen is? That is your digestive organs. That's where all your organs are. This is your abdomen. Alimentary canal, that's just a whole nother name for everything, which is your a whole digestive system. Another name for the digestive system is the alimentary canal. Underline and star that. Just what is another name for your digestive system? It includes your mouth, esophagus, stomach, intestines, and anus. That's everything from your mouth, rooty tooty tooty. It's also called the alimentary canal. Your anus, you know what it does. It excretes waste and feces from the body. Underline that. Your appendix is just a small sac that's sticking out on your cecum. And it really gets in the way a lot of times. And I don't know the purpose. There is a purpose. But it's actually like just a little outpost there that actually, when people say they burst their appendix, it's because all the feces has got in there and somehow got clogged up and burst. And it bursts into your abdomen and it's very dangerous. So, yeah, that's feces. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they go in there and they have to cut you and clean you out very well. Because that's exactly what it is. It's like a aneurysm, but it's of your intestines. And I don't know why it's even there, but it gets clogged up a lot and people burst their appendix. That's what that is. Ascending colon, that's just what it means. It's going up. Your colon is your bigger part of your stomach. It is part of the large intestine and it goes up. Bile, now this is where you want to focus your learning and remembering on bile. Bile is a digestive chemical, not bile wall, but bile, B-I-L-E. It is produced in the liver. Underline and star that. That's one thing you got to know. It's produced where? In the liver. Where is it stored? In the gallbladder. Where is bile stored? In the gallbladder. And it's secreted into your small intestines. And what it does, it pretty much breaks down fats. If you don't have bile, you're in trouble. And it messes you up. That's why gallbladder problems are terrible. A lot of people remove their gallbladder, and then they're really in trouble. And I say that, but they have digestive problems because now they don't have that bile that helps break down the fat, and it goes through your system. So bile is a digestive chemical. Produced where? Stored where? It's secreted into. All right. All three of those you need to remember. Your cecum is the first part of your large intestine. That's when you got your small intestines. We've done that, and then we go straight into your cecum. Then chyme or chyme, what people call. All it is means partially digested food. Chyme or chyme. It's supposed to be chyme, but you'll hear people say chyme. But that's all it is. It's a partially digested food. And sometimes when you're talking to a doctor, you need to explain what the food looks like. They can tell what's going on with that patient. Is the food digested, or can you see pieces of food? What color is it? All of that kind of stuff. When you are reporting to a doctor what you've seen, you need to describe exactly what you've seen, so they can tell what's going on better. Descending colon, that's just what it does. It's going back down. Your duodenum, that's your first part of your small intestine. This is not in order as well. They're just talking about all your body parts. Your duodenum. Then your epiglottis. Epiglottis. It is the flap at the back of your tongue. That's that thing hanging out that you see. When children hollering, that's that little thing they holler. Oh, let me get that right now.
I got one in my winter
Esophagus, underline, is the rhythmic muscle movements are forced food from the throat to the stomach. Their rhythmic muscle movements forces food from your throat to your stomach. We have to have that esophagus, and that's in part of your autonomic nervous system in muscles. It does by itself. You kind of get it like a little trigger. When you get food to the back of your mouth, sometimes you just got to swallow it. It ain't that you said, let me swallow it. It's just your instinct says swallow your food. And that's part of all that's going on together. But it's rhythmic muscle movements. Force food from throat to the stomach. Here goes again the gallbladder. Focus on that gallbladder. It is a small sac-like organ that stores and releases bile. Underline and star there, page 87. A small sac-like organ that stores and releases bile. So what stores bile? Gallbladder. Releases bile. Gallbladder, both of them. And where is it released into? Small intestine. Gastrointestinal tract, just a whole nother name for the alimentary canal, your digestive system. We're going to call it gastrointestinal. Same thing. All of this, same thing. It processes food and excretes waste. Just now, we done got 3 more names. Alimentary canal, gastrointestinal tract, digestive system, all that's the same. Ileum, that's the last part of your small intestine. And then it goes to your cecum. Then your intestines are part of your alimentary canal. It's located between the stomach and anus, of course. You got your small and your large. Jejunum is long and coiled middle part of the small intestine. And your small intestines go duodenum, jejunum, and then ileum. Actually, that's how DJI. And some tests that you might have to order for somebody will be those. They're having a DJI-oscopy or something like that. And they actually telling you that where they're going through or what they're doing. Liver. Underline your liver. That's important too. Filters toxins from the blood and produces bile. So another one. What produces bile? Liver. And what does it filter? From what? Alrighty. Liver filters toxins from where? And it produces bile. Underline all that. Your mouth. Of course, that's the first part of your digestive system. Boy, it's what starts it all. And underline salivary enzymes begin the process of digestion. What begins the process of digestion? When you smell food, your water starts water. And that is your salivary glands working and producing those enzymes that start breaking down your food. Very beginning, right in your mouth. That's the salivary enzymes. Your pancreas, another one to focus on. It's enzyme producing gland. Tell me what, I messed with y'all before about this. What's your main disease or main thing that happens in your pancreas? What does it produce? Sugar. Doesn't produce sugar, but what do we need to break down the sugar? What do we do? What do we need? It breaks down sugar. If you don't have any, you have. Insulin. There you go. Insulin. Pancreas and insulin. That's what that it's a gland that produces your insulin. So it has to be there. Underline that enzymes help in digestion of fats, proteins, and carbohydrates. That main carbohydrate, that's your insulin. Pancreas is doing a lot of stuff. Enzyme producing gland. Your peristalsis, that is just the name of your muscle contractions that's making everything move down your system. It's rhythmic muscle movements which force food through the esophagus. Underline there. Peristalsis, rhythmic muscle movements that forces food down. Your rectum, that's your lower part of your large intestine. Feces are stored there just before being excreted. So right there, right before your anus is your rectum. And then they bring back your salivary glands. Glands that produce saliva, which breaks down carbohydrates. That starts where? In your mouth. Sigmoid colon. Exactly. I think they might call it because it's shaped like an X. It's more of it's the curved part of the colon. It's the part of the large intestine. in between the ascending colon and the rectum. That's the little part that goes from your large intestine and it's kind of shorter at the end, right before it's going to your anus. That is your sigmoid colon, shaped like an S. Stomach, underline, star. It is a sac-like muscular organ which is attached to the esophagus. And it breaks down food. Y'all know that. Digestion. And transverse colon. Transverse always means across. Transverse runs across the abdomen. So you got your ascending, transverse, and descending. That is your large intestine. Then it goes into your sigmoid and then into your anus. That is your anatomy there. So, what is a small sac-like organ that stores and releases bile? Gallbladder. What is a sac-like muscular organ attached to the esophagus? Get those together. Okay. Digestive process starts in the mouth with your salivary enzyme. This is page 89. And underline that part where it says the smell of food triggers the salivary glands to produce saliva. Then your mouth waters. Then you start chewing. You break down your food. You're breaking it down. It's breaking it down. Everybody's breaking it down. That's where digestion starts, in your mouth. Pharynx and esophagus. Underline, it receives food from the mouth. We know that. The esophagus carries food to the stomach. Underline that. That is that long tube that's getting to your stomach. Swallowing takes place in the pharynx or your throat. Underline that. And it's also a reflex. A lot of people think they swallow, but it is a actual reflex. Sometimes you're going to swallow because you swallow, but it is also a reflex. The esophagus is a muscular tube which extends down the throat. Food is forced through the esophagus into the stomach. And they just reiterating what they've said already. So that is stomach. Then it goes to your stomach and your intestines. Your stomach is a sac-like organ with strong muscular walls. It holds food, mixes foods, and grinds foods. Underline that. Holds, mixes, and grinds. Then it's going to come on down talking about the food travels from the stomach to the small intestine. And those are the three parts there. Your duodenum, which is 1. Your jejunum, which is 2. And the ileum, which is 3. And what we learned about our pancreas, it produces what? Enzymes. Enzymes and insulin. And where does bile come from that also breaks down food? From the liver. Let's go, I seen you slow on that. Gallbladder. A small sac-like organ that stores and releases bile. The liver filters toxins from the blood and produces, know the difference. Produces bile, stores bile, releases bile. They're all together but separate. All right. Of course, we absorb all our nutrients into our bloodstream from our stomach. Colon, rectum, and anus. You've got your ascending, it goes up, then it goes across, then it goes down. And then you got your sigmoid colon. Underline. In general, it takes about 36 hours for stool, which is your food, debris, and bacteria, to get through the colon. How many hours? 36. Page 90, our vitamins and minerals. They are 2 kinds. You got your water soluble and fat soluble. Put a 1 and 2 on top of that. Water soluble 1, fat soluble 2. And then know your water solubles B and C, fat solubles A, D, E, and K. The difference in those vitamins is water soluble goes through your body just like water. It's gonna, if you don't use it, it goes right on out your body. So all your B and C vitamins, when they, those little energy drinks they're always talking about, if you take too much B vitamins, then that's what's mostly in those energy drinks. It just goes right on out your urinary system. So they're flushed away. Your A, D, E, and K actually attach to your fat, which holds it a little longer. So you know you always have to have B and C every day. That's why they say you drink orange juice every day. Orange juice every day, because that is it's gonna use it and release it. You got too much, it's gonna release that too. It's not storing it. It's water soluble. Goes away. A, D, and K is your fat. But what I want you to remember is what is a very strong one. What is a very strong vitamin?
Vitamin A.
Vitamin A. We're coming. What is a very strong antioxidant? Oh, I might have said that wrong. I did. Very strong antioxidant is what? Vitamin C. Strong antioxidant is
Vitamin A.
yes. We need both. But when they overemphasize it, very strong, we're gonna choose which one? C. That's your number one. C. Then your A comes right on along. Just know vitamin A is for growth, healthy skin, healthy hair. We need that along, and some of the things that you can find it in. As long as you eat a balanced meal, you're going to get your vitamins and your minerals that you need. But you need to eat that balanced meal. A lot of us don't do that. Vitamin B, underline folic acid. A lot of people don't realize vitamin B is that folic acid. Thiamine. Alcoholics need vitamin B, because it does. Alcohol takes all their vitamin B out their body for real, and they need that. So they won't. It actually causes them to shake. So they need that vitamin B. Vitamin C, again, that's your very starting on the line. It's for healthy body tissue, growth, cell repair, and immune system. We already know that. You know, they say drink your orange juice to keep you healthy. That is honestly true. Especially found in your fruits. Fruits. Peas, broccoli. Vitamin D for your bones, teeth. And this, y'all should know this. We too old not to know where we're getting our vitamins from. And if y'all got children, y'all better be making some balanced meals for your babies. Right? And I say that while I got wings and french fries. But balanced meals, help them out. Put some orange juice on the side or some milk and make it better. Vitamin E, cell maintenance, heart health, blood circulation. A lot of people, you'll see the older people taking that vitamin E. That's when they start, because vitamin E is an oily type, but it actually is the best oily and good for your skin and all your arteries, stuff like that. That's why a lot of people will eat that salmon. Vitamin K. Now this, you're very thinking about that vitamin K for colliding. Vitamin K colliding. Underline that. Always remember vitamin K just because it goes with colliding so easily. Some people don't have their vitamin K, they can't collide. If they have too much vitamin K, they're colliding too much. So if there's somebody that is on blood thinner on purpose, we need to limit their vitamin K, because too much will cause them to coagulate. So, and it's a little up and down, but when we have people on blood thinners, they tell you to limit the vitamin K. Mostly found in your green vegetables, spinach, cabbage, and broccoli. Your folic acid, again, they brought it back, works with vitamin B12. Both of those work together. If you don't have them together, it doesn't work as well in your stomach. And a lot of times it's a lot of digestion going on. If your B12 is down, then your stomach's not acting right, and they don't absorb your vitamins and minerals, so the whole system gets messed up. So you need both of those as well. And that's why a lot of people eat liver. And they give you that folic acid because when you get pregnant, you definitely have, in your prenatal vitamins, that's what they add, a lot more folic acid. So your babies don't get that spina bifida that everybody used to get. When they figured out what was really causing it, that's where the spine comes out in the back. You don't see a lot of that going on anymore. And it's because they added that folic acid to the prenatal vitamins, because we need it. Come on down. Well, next page, 91. Minerals. There's different minerals. You got your major and your minor. Just know that you need your minerals as well, and they come along right with your food, just like your vitamins. Minerals coming along with it too. Your major minerals, underlined and stored, the ones that I know y'all know are very important by now: sodium and potassium. They don't go away. If these minerals are not in there correctly, then those are cramping. That's what goes on with cramping. That goes on with all your stuff. Calcium we have to have as well. Chloride. Your minor minerals, your chromium, copper, iodine, iron. We actually need all this good stuff for our meals every day. Calcium, we know, strong bones. Now, underlying magnesium, a lot of people don't understand magnesium, but it plays right along with potassium and sodium, which causes, if that's messed up, cramping. So what we give our patients who are maybe possibly going to have a seizure, which is like an all-over cramp in muscle as well, and your nerves, we give them magnesium. That helps regulate your sodium and potassium. And a lot of people, instead of, they'll start catching cramps, and they'll give them magnesium to help regulate that instead of potassium or salts. They give magnesium. Iron for healthy muscles and blood. I always talk about them prunes. My mama ate her prunes now. I liked the prunes for years till people was like, ew. But I still like them. Just like a big old dried up grape. But they are good.
Yeah, how close you be to the bed?
They didn't mess with me like that. They didn't. I guess I ate so many. My mama, she really, which was my grandmother, she really ate them. But they didn't bother me like that. I grew up eating them things. Selenium for liver. And I love the fact that it's in cashews. Those are my favorite.
Oh, yes,
So I got to get my selenium. And I want my cashews. Yes, I do too. Potassium, of course, we know by now, works with sodium and regulates the water level in the body. Underline that too. Sodium and potassium pump in the urinary bladder. Sodium and potassium are doing so much all over your body. In your urinary bladder, it actually does some passing, and then water attaches to it and flows out. That's how you make urine. Your sodium and potassium.
When they give people the liquid injection shot, they give them potassium.
Yeah. The potassium ain't no joke. That's why we always, another thing when we're talking phlebotomy, you got to be careful how you shake those tubes because they mess up their potassium levels. And sometimes the potassium levels, if they are that high, we need to give them we give them potassium removing medicine. But if they don't need it, because you need potassium, it can go low and mess you up. It can go high and mess you up. A lot of times when people have too much potassium, they're going to put them on dialysis. So you always, the potassium is key. So, and it will mess up your heart. So we're always worried about the potassium. So be careful with your blood specimens. Don't be knocking them everywhere. Or when you don't shake, you invert when you're mixing up your anticoagulant in your tubes. Zinc, antioxidant, and it's for healthy immune. And that's another one I like. Crab and lobster. Crabs all day. I get my fair share of zinc. Probably too much. I love it. All right, common medical conditions. Colon cancer is exactly what it is. Stomach, intestinal cancer is what colon cancer is. Symptoms: underlying rectal bleeding, blood in your stool, or change in your bowel habits. Unexplained weight loss, abdominal pain, discomfort. That's a terrible thing. They're gonna have to go in there and remove parts of the colon then. Diagnosis can be done through blood tests, examination of the colon, CT scans, x-rays. A lot of times they're going to do a biopsy, which is a sample of tissue removed from an organism. This is exactly what a biopsy is. I don't know where that falls in, but they may just pull a biopsy and test it. How are we going to treat it? Radiation, chemotherapy, medication, or surgery? It's cancer. That's what we do. Radiation, chemotherapy, medication, or surgery, which would be removal. Do you know what benign means?
It's not cancer.
Not cancerous. Amen.
But it's malignant.
Malignant. Got to know the difference between those two. Those are no joke. When somebody calls you and tells you you're benign, you want to jump up and down and say hallelujah.
Benign be okay.
Yeah. I like that.
Maybe not.
Yeah. Yeah, malignant just sounds terrible.
Yeah, I got malignant. I had. But on 5 years, remission.
Amen. Amen.
And mine was so invasive. They thought through my other part of my body, but it didn't. They said nothing but God. I said nothing but God
Because it spreads. It can spread.
They said I had the baddest cancer.
Dang.
But they
Well, you did do good. And they caught it early, probably too.
I was in my third, stage 3, forward up. I was just that. Man.
Where was it?
It's in my cervix. I got a tumor that they can't remove. It's my left
Oh.
side. That's all they had to do, just shrink it.
Yeah. They probably did. They do it chemo or did they give
I
you
did either chemo, internal, external radiation. I had surgery
the whole
first.
thing? Yeah. That's good. They went at it strong and hard.
And one people in Macon, that's the one that, we didn't count it in time, but people down here said, I want to make it, they gave me like 6. They said, I want to make it like 6 weeks or 6 months.
But the Digestive System, the little, the cancer unit,
Yeah.
they got the little cancer machine they had. It's only like 23 in the nation. And one of them in Cairo. So that's why they've been beating a lot of people cancer lately.
Amen. I hate it. My mama had got stomach cancer. It was awful. Constipation. Y'all know what that is. Infrequent and or uncomfortable bowel movements. Fancy way to say I'm stopped up. And you'll hear older people all day talking about their bowel movements because it just doesn't make you feel good. And I didn't realize that till a little older I got. That I know when I'm like, oh Lord, I need to use the bathroom. You just feel stuffed up and you just don't feel 100%. I didn't even notice that growing up. I don't think I even used the bathroom once a week growing up. I don't remember, but I'm just saying. I notice it now. I want to be regular. Crohn's disease, inflammation of parts of the digestive tract, underline that. It can be terrible. Abdominal pain, weight loss, diarrhea. It just kind of runs through your system. Food just runs right on straight through. It's not getting digested properly. Also, it runs in the family. They'll do examination and tests, gives you vitamin supplements. Any of those diseases that make stuff run through your stomach, they're going to give you vitamins, something, minerals. They're going to ensure, drink that. Hopefully, you won't have so much to break down before the body can absorb what it needs. Dyspepsia. We all have that. And when my child ever calls and tells me he's got dyspepsia, and I say he, but she, I'm talking about my grandbabies. All it is indigestion. It's a disturbance of digestion. So underline that. Condition in which indigestion occurs. They can look that up, blood test, x-ray, endoscopy. Treatment includes lifestyle, diet changes, as well as medication. When you're continually going through that, you'll know it because you'll feel terrible. You'll feel bloated all the time. You're really, it's not just an upset stomach. It's the major upset stomach. Gallstones. We talked about a little bit gallstones. Focus on that gallbladder. Small substances developed in the gallbladder. It hardens into small pebble-like pieces. And you will see, look at your symptoms, include abdominal pain, vomiting, nausea, and gray-colored stools. If you ever see those gray-colored stools, something's happened with their bowel, with the gallbladder probably. It's not being released. You need all those colors mixed up together to make the color of our bowel movements and our urine and if anybody ever throws up, certain colors can tell you what's wrong with all your enzymes it's supposed to be because those colors mix and come out. You know what your feces is supposed to be, that color. And it comes out different colors, something going may be bad or not bad, but different colors do mean things. So gray colored stool would mean something's going on with your gallbladder. They're going to check it with a CT scan, and treatment may include grapefruit juice. Underline that. And they use that for gallbladder flushing. Cleans your gallbladder. Drink you some grapefruit juice. I say that's good. Put that with the vodka and make you. And we are flushing our gallbladder. I'm doing good things. Doing good things here. But grapefruit juice. Gastritis is just inflammation of the stomach lining, and that can be caused by all kind of things. It can hurt real bad. It depends on where it's inflamed. How much is it inflamed? It could be just being caused, making you have an upset stomach. Gastritis. But when people give you that diagnosis, is something going on in there, and they can even give you antibiotics to get rid of it. You'll have pain, abdominal bleeding, vomiting, and blood in the stool. That's at its worst. Underline that. They're gonna go in there and gastroscopy. Anyways, they're going in there with a line looking in your stomach. A lot of times, depends on how people are treated. Their medications, they'll take them for a little while, and next thing you know, they'll have to change that medication because they get used to it. But gastritis is spicy foods can cause it, all kind of stuff. Hopefully, and a lot of times they give you some medication and we'll get over it. Lactose intolerance. You do not have the enzyme lactase. That's what you need to know the difference. Lactose intolerance means you don't have an enzyme called lactase. So the enzyme is the lactase. Without lactase, you can't break down milk and dairy and cheese and all that good stuff, and they call that lactose intolerant. So underline it. Lack of the enzyme lactase, making the body unable to digest lactose. And lactose is what you're eating from your milk. You eat eggs, cheese, or milk, cheese. Milk group mostly. Cramping, bloating, nausea, gas, diarrhea, and it will do that. The older I get, I've noticed that. I grew up on milk. Every meal we had milk. My mom, we drank a gallon of milk a day. But we had milk. And didn't notice the cramping or bloating. Now I think I could drink a thing of milk. If I feel constipated, drink some milk. Next thing I know, we'll go. But it didn't do that growing up. But that bloating, muscle, nausea, gas, diarrhea, depends on, I grew into it. But I'm not intolerant, but I'm sensitive. But remember, the enzyme is lactase, so you can't digest lactose. Know the difference on there. And really depends on the severity. Does it just happen when you drink milk? Then just don't drink milk. It does, depends on what's going on with you. And that is your end of chapter 9.